History is full of secrets, enigmatic stories, and tantalizing mysteries that resist explanation. For all our advances in technology and science, some puzzles remain stubbornly unsolved, their answers lost to time. From the unexplained deaths of powerful rulers to the baffling origins of ancient relics, these are 10 historical mysteries that will never be solved. Number 10. The death of Alexander the Great. Alexander the Great was a man of unparalleled ambition. By the time he was 30, he had conquered an empire stretching from Greece to India, reshaping the ancient world and spreading Greek culture far and wide. But in 323 BCE, at the age of 32, his life came to a sudden and mysterious end. According to ancient sources, Alexander fell ill after a banquet in Babylon and died 12 days later. Some historians believe he succumbed to typhoid fever, malaria, or complications from war wounds. Others suspect foul play, poisoning by jealous generals, political rivals, or even his own wife, Roxana. To add to the intrigue, ancient texts claim that Alexander's body showed no signs of decay for 6 days after his death, fueling speculation about divine ancestry or advanced embalming method. Despite centuries of debate and analysis, no definitive cause of death has been proven. Without preserved remains or reliable contemporary records, the true circumstances surrounding Alexander's demise remain a mystery. Number 9. The disappearance of the Ark of the Covenant. The Ark of the Covenant is one of the most sacred and mysterious artifacts in history. Said to house the original 10 Commandments given to Moses, the Ark was revered as a powerful religious symbol and a conduit to God. It was kept in the first temple in Jerusalem until 587 BCE, when the Babylonians conquered the city. After that, it vanished. Theories about its fate range from the plausible to the fantastical. Some believe the Ark was hidden in secret tunnels beneath the Temple Mount to protect it from invaders. Others suggest it was smuggled to Ethiopia, where it is said to reside in a guarded monastery. Still others speculate that it was destroyed in battle or lost in a sea voyage. Despite extensive searches and archaeological digs, no trace of the Ark has ever been found. Its disappearance remains one of the greatest mysteries of the ancient world. Number 8. The Princes in the Tower. In 1483, Edward V of England and his younger brother Richard, Duke of York, were placed in the Tower of London by their uncle, Richard III, who had been appointed their guardian after the death of their father, King Edward IV. Shortly afterward, the young princes vanished. Most historians believe the boys were murdered, possibly on the orders of Richard III, to secure his claim to the throne. In 1674, 2 small skeletons were discovered buried beneath a staircase in the tower, but it has never been definitively proven that they belonged to the princes. Other theories suggest the boys escaped and lived out their lives in secrecy. The disappearance of the princes in the tower remains one of England's most enduring royal mysteries, a story of ambition, betrayal, and unanswered questions. Number 7. The location of Genghis Khan's tomb. Genghis Khan, the founder of the Mongol Empire, ruled over one of the largest empires in history, stretching from the Pacific Ocean to Eastern Europe. Yet, in death, he sought anonymity. According to legend, Genghis Khan ordered that his final resting place be kept secret. Stories suggest that his burial party killed anyone who crossed their path to ensure the location remained unknown. Some accounts even claim that a river was diverted to flow over the tomb, erasing all evidence of its existence. Despite modern efforts using satellite imagery and ground-penetrating radar, the tomb has never been found. The vastness of the Mongolian steppes and the lack of reliable historical records ensure that Genghis Khan's final resting place will remain an enduring mystery. Number 6. The Dancing Plague of 1518. In the summer of 1518, the residents of Strasbourg were struck by one of the most bizarre phenomena in recorded history. It began with a single woman, Frau Trophia, who started dancing uncontrollably in the streets. Within days, dozens of others joined her, and the frenzied dancing continued for weeks. Some dancers reportedly collapsed, and even died from exhaustion or heart attacks. The cause of this so-called dancing plague remains unclear. Some historians suggest ergot poisoning, caused by a hallucinogenic mold found in rye bread. Others point to mass hysteria triggered by extreme stress and famine. Religious explanations, including divine punishment or possession, were common at the time. Whatever the cause, the dancing plague remains an eerie and unexplained event in history, one that defies modern understanding. Number 5. The construction of Stonehenge. Stonehenge, the prehistoric monument on the Salisbury Plain in England, has baffled archaeologists for centuries. Built between 3000 and 2000 BCE, it consists of massive stones, some weighing up to 25 tons, arranged in a circular layout. These stones were transported from quarries over 150 miles away, a feat that seems almost impossible without modern machinery. The purpose of Stonehenge is equally mysterious. Was it an astronomical observatory, a religious site, or a burial ground for elite members of society? Recent discoveries suggest it was part of a larger ceremonial complex, but much about its construction and use remains unknown. The lack of written records from its builders ensures that Stonehenge will continue to inspire wonder and speculation for generations. Number 4. The Library of Alexandria. The Library of Alexandria is often described as the greatest repository of knowledge in the ancient world. It was said to house hundreds of thousands of scrolls on subjects ranging from astronomy to medicine. Its destruction is considered one of history's greatest tragedies, but the details surrounding its fall are murky. Some sources claim it was accidentally burned during Julius Caesar's siege of Alexandria in 48 BCE. Others suggest it was gradually destroyed over centuries through neglect and conquest. Another theory is that it was dismantled by religious zealots in the 4th century CE. Without concrete evidence, the extent of the library's holdings and the knowledge lost in its destruction remains a tantalizing mystery. Number 3. The Viking Runestone of Kensington. In 1898, a Swedish-American farmer named Olof Oman discovered an unusual stone slab on his property in Kensington, Minnesota. Covered in runic inscriptions, the so-called Kensington Runestone appeared to tell the story of a group of Norse explorers who had traveled deep into North America in 1362, centuries before Columbus. The stone's authenticity has been fiercely debated. Critics argue that the language and carving style are inconsistent with medieval Norse artifacts, suggesting it may be a hoax. Supporters, however, point to historical evidence of Viking exploration and propose that the runestone represents a lost chapter of history. More than a century later, the origins of the Kensington Runestone remain unresolved, fueling debates about the extent of Viking journeys into the Americas. Number 2. The identity of Jack the Ripper. Jack the Ripper is one of the most infamous serial killers in history, yet his true identity remains unknown. In 1888, he terrorized London's Whitechapel district, murdering at least 5 women in brutal fashion. The killer's methods suggested medical knowledge, leading to speculation that he may have been a doctor or butcher. Suspects have ranged from local tradesmen to high-ranking officials, including Prince Albert Victor Dordaut. Modern DNA analysis of letters allegedly written by the Ripper has been inconclusive. Some theorists even question whether the murders were committed by a single person. The lack of definitive evidence ensures that Jack the Ripper's identity will remain one of history's greatest unsolved mysteries. Number 1. The Disappearance of the Amber Room. The Amber Room, often referred to as the 8th wonder of the world, was a magnificent chamber decorated with amber panels, gold leaf, and mirrors. Originally constructed in Prussia in the 18th century, it was later gifted to Russia, where it adorned the Catherine Palace near St. Petersburg. During World War II, Nazi forces looted the Amber Room, dismantling it and transporting it to Königsberg, modern-day Kaliningrad. After that, it vanished. Some believe it was destroyed in bombing raids, while others argue it was hidden in a secret bunker or smuggled abroad. Despite extensive searches and modern treasure hunts, the fate of the Amber Room remains unknown, leaving one of history's most opulent creations lost to time. These mysteries remind us that no matter how far humanity advances, some answers may forever remain beyond our grasp. Which one intrigues you the most?